Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, November 1st, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just to let everybody know, we've, for some reason, in this grouping of places, we're the only ones without internet. We've been out for about a day now, excuse me, and so that's why we haven't been able to answer emails or anything. And they're working on it, but it's funny because it's the only one. All the rest are fine. They're all in this track, but us, we just went out at 3 a.m. Yesterday morning. So just bear with us, and we'll get it fixed. Do not let the mind get attached to what meditating should feel like, look like, or be like. Let go of all shoulds and simply be here in the now. This day is as it should be, just as your thoughts and feelings are as they should be right now. However, the more you can accept what's happening to you right now, the better your experience of this moment will be. Stillness is the greatest achievement one can have in life, obviously. Do you ever feel a bit overstimulated and overwhelmed by the complicated, fast-paced systems we are all operating within? As you may realize, we are living in a very exciting times that can be a bit too much to digest. The world and its consciousness are changing faster than ever before, and sometimes our minds have trouble navigating these changes. The good news is that you have a choice. You don't have to let chaotic feelings of overwhelm rule your existence. You can learn how to let go, relax, and remain receptive to what life has to offer you. You can choose to refocus your energies on what is healing and create a more relaxed and enjoyable way of living that deeply nourishes your body, mind, and soul. It's good to know that we humans can only reap the richest and most fulfilling rewards this life has to offer when we are living life from a relaxed, centered, and peaceful place. To transcend something, it helps to better understand it. So what really causes overwhelm? It first originates from those deeper beliefs that say that we should or shouldn't be experiencing something, and we judge an experience that we are having. Overwhelm can often contain this internalized time pressure from deadlines that you, not your boss, have placed on yourself. This means you choose to have too much to do in too little time. This is all about overpromising to ourselves and under-delivering. If you continue buying into the things your mind says you have to do, and how everything must be done as soon as possible, happiness can seem like an impossible dream. If you believe in all the ideas that your mind is constantly spinning around you like a spider web, you will start feeling trapped in your life. Thoughts are harmless in themselves. It is when you latch onto your thoughts like a life preserver and believe that they are the true reality of your existence that suffering is created in your world. If you are constantly chasing the illusions of your mind, you will simply end up tired, frustrated, and overwhelmed. The mind has been programmed to endlessly search, seek, and pillage to find happiness, fulfillment, and abundance in the outer world. This constant search will never satisfy you and can only bring exhaustion. This is the perfect experience, so you will retire the mind and discover the infinite spiritual source of your being. The only way we find is that true happiness and fulfillment your mind desperately seeks is to recognize that the God source is always here now. When you connect with that peaceful stillness, that is who you truly are. You automatically feel a deep sense of fulfillment. This is when you will naturally relax and see the futility of striving so hard for outer contentment. Imagine what it would be like to fully relax into this very moment and stop worrying so much about achieving something in the next moment. Simply choose to allow your mind and physical body to completely relax. If you truly know that the now moment is perfect and focus simply on what you are doing in each single second instead of the future, you will naturally start to relax. It is simple to feel overwhelmed when you are completely present in the now. You see the perfection of the now moment because overwhelm is a feeling generated by future thoughts. So if you start to feel overwhelmed by your life, simply stop and begin to practice the fine art of trusting the perfection of each moment as it arises. Whenever you start to feel overwhelmed, the best thing to do is to simply take a few deep breaths in. Most of us breathe in very shallow ways because we are constantly being driven by all of the thoughts our minds are throwing at us. Each time you take a deep breath, you relax your body, mind. The more you breathe deeply, the more you naturally let go of feelings of stress and begin feeling more peaceful and centered about your life. The body may resist relaxation at first. Yet, if you imagine that everyone you love is looking at you with these eyes of love, your body will eventually melt and let go. The universe is literally holding you in a warm cradle of love. It is taking care of all your needs. All you need to do is simply focus on relaxing your body-mind so that you can receive all this love and support. A relaxed body-mind is a receptive one that is open to receiving support and help from the universe. The more receptive your body-mind is, the easier it is for you to navigate through your life. Here is one technique to practice this week to help you completely relax, transcend, overwhelm, and finally find peace within. Every morning, as soon as you wake up, bring your attention to your breath. Notice how open, relaxed, and peaceful you are. You may be really relaxed or barely conscious that you're relaxed. Yet, just upon waking up, watch the breath during these precious moments. It will soon open you up to finding a sense of freedom and spaciousness inside you. Use this time to free your mind from all concerns. Relax deeper into the spacious creative energy that you are. Hang out in this spacious feeling as long as you can. Then during your day, take time to return to the memory of this feeling, to re-enter and explore this spacious feeling again. Whatever the conscious mind thinks and believes, the subconscious identically creates. Brian Adams. Whatever the conscious mind thinks and believes, the subconscious identically creates. There is a way of living your life that is so conscious, so purely intentional and alive, that you are guaranteed to manifest the life you desire. It happens when you understand and practice the basic manifesting principles of the universe. The first is that your thoughts create your reality in every moment. That you are pure consciousness behind each thought you may choose or not choose to entertain. This revolutionary empowering consciousness is already here now. When you stop all efforting, scheming, and trying to find it or create it, you instantly see the simple fact that it is here, right now. If you want to become richer, more lovable, successful, or even more conscious, that is all fine and dandy. Just know that these are ideas and not the potent, powerful essence of who you are. Consciousness instantly reveals itself when you realize that you are not this mind or its desires. The pure state of consciousness is unfolding your version of reality for you to enjoy as you decide to perceive it in each moment all around you. It loves you that much. Just surrender to it and investigate this pure consciousness that's here now and how there is nothing you can do to change it. The reason life can be so challenging is because one of the main obstacles. The reason life can be so challenging is because of one main obstacle. You get over-identified with the mind and certain thoughts that it becomes attached to or avoids. The mind can get hooked like Velcro to curtain to certain roles, ideas, feelings, memories, and experiences that make you feel trapped. It's like a spider caught in its own web. The more it struggles, the more wrapped up and stuck it gets. The only way out of this mind trap is to surrender to the source of who you are. I surrender to the God that I am. One of the greatest secrets to untangling yourself and spinning a new web around you is in exploring the truth of what and who you really are. If you just practice using the mind to free the mind from all the thoughts it's been wrapped up in and attached to, you just get more mentally active. Instead of playing the game of the mind, start dismantling it. Let the mind weave the web it wants to weave, yet choose to focus on the light and consciousness within. This is the most enlightening and empowering place to be, and will greatly increase your manifesting vibration. You, each of us, will become super manifesting magnets for what we want. So be wise about choosing what you want. The experiences that you'll attract to you can only bring you into a more enlightened perspective when you abide in the knowing that consciousness is natural, effortless, and the essential eternal state of what and who you already are. Be curious about this consciousness. If you think that you know, let that thought go. If you think that you know it, let that thought go. It's just a thought. That's all it is. And not actually pure consciousness itself. Drop all ideas about who you truly are and liberate yourself completely. This consciousness is truly unknowable. It cannot be pinned down as something that you understand once you are forever done with it. It is as infinite as this universe and is here for you to explore throughout your entire lifetime. Your job is to gently unfold it and discover this dynamic divine being that you truly are. This consciousness is the God source, and it is everywhere. The secret to discovering it is in being vulnerable, open, and receptive to this moment. Be honest with yourself about what your experience is, and then let that experience go. If resistance is there, become that wall and let it go. Explore every experience that arises until it is finished. Your life will become more rich and juicy and full of aliveness. Consciousness is not cold, hard, or rigid by any means. It contains a sacred warmth that you'll only find in the heart of it. The love is the love of your essence. It is already inside your heart, right here and now. Just surrender to what is true and real. When you choose, take 20 minutes every morning this week to become completely still, silent, and relaxed into this pure consciousness. This may be the hardest or easiest thing that you have ever explored. So if you first don't find it, just relax deeper. It is already, always here now. All it takes is total surrender to what is. So enjoy the ride. If you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, relax the body. Relax it. Most of the time, we don't give ourselves a chance to relax because we're always trying to figure out what to do and where to go and when to go. I've got to go this, get that. And what happens when we wake up in the morning? What do? We don't give ourselves time at all. You're supposed to just jump right out of a sound sleep and shoot right out of bed, right? But you don't give yourself a chance to relax, to focus in the now, to breathe. You'd be surprised the difference between getting out of bed, jumping out of bed, and shooting out. So the body, we can relax our bodies whenever we choose. And it is being silent and focusing on the breath. That's it. Not being interrupted, not being around something that's going to interrupt you. You just go to a place, you be quiet, you focus on your breath, and you sink deeper and deeper within yourself. There's no hurry. It's not a race, you know. There's no first place, second place, or third place at all. It's just up to you. And when we begin to practice this, for some it may not be. It might be challenging in the beginning. But eventually it unfolds because you touch the feeling. You touch it. You'll know when you touch it. Some of us have a little bit of fear there. There's a little bit of fear from the ego mind. It kind of comes over you. But you actually touch it. And when you drop deeper and deeper into yourself, you'll start connecting with it. A part of you who is really what you are. And the body responds by just letting go. The body is and we know this, we are not the body. We are not the name, the personality, the character. We are the God source within the body. We power the body. So therefore it sustains us. So the body sustains itself to carry us so we can experience physical life. And we get good at it, we get experience with it, so we don't take the body too seriously. This is how you master it, because the body enjoys the fact of only being in a state of relaxation. And I'm not talking about lazy relaxation, just relax. Where you go through your day, relaxed. You don't sweat the small stuff that gets you upset, angry, and irritated and frustrated. You just flow. Remember, it is called downstream thinking. You're downstream thinking. You're in a boat with no oars and the current is taking you. You have no doubt. You don't have any fear. You have all the faith in the universe as your best friend that has your back. And it doesn't matter where you're going. It doesn't. You know, the old statement, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And so the body responds to you, to your intentions. We all know when we get really excited and things and stuff, and the breath, and we can become overwhelmed, or we just flow. Easy peasy flow. And when you practice that more and more, the mind and the ego don't have a chance to expand worry, stress, and fear. Because you head it off at the pass, you defuse it. And it's all about knowing the God that you are. It's for every one of us to know that, to choose to do that. The body will relax. You'll know it'll relax. You know when it's relaxed. There's no way you don't. And you're focused on your breath. And you know all that mind chatter that we all have. We have it 24/7. It's always there. We've got over 60,000 plus thoughts that we generate every day. And then we've got tens of millions of programmed thoughts that aren't ours that float in front of us like clouds in the sky or a superhighway. Think about that. So when you generate a thought, the thought goes out. It doesn't come in. It's the center is you. That's where the thought is created. And other thoughts we grab onto, we think they're ours. They come in out of nowhere. And they're tricky because they're connected to something, and then you say, well, that's my thought then because, that's connected to this. And it isn't your thought. It is someone else's. But you'll know when you're in the heart mind, you'll know that it isn't your thought. And you'll just say, that's not my thought. And it'll disappear. It'll come in, and then you'll go, that's not my thought, and it'll disappear. So when we focus on our breath, that brings us into the now, and it enables us to stop messing with the mind and the ego and the subconscious mind, to disengage them. Okay? That's a big, big step, to disengage the mind and the ego and subconscious mind. See, because you program the subconscious mind. We all do. That doesn't mean that we know that. So you imagine that you're creating thoughts. You are. And you're focused on the now. So you're not being bothered or interacted with all of these other thoughts because you're just in the moment. And you watch the mind ego operate. So like when you intend something, and you intend it from the heart mind, and you send it, the subconscious mind will duplicate it. And it'll be programmed in your subconscious mind This is how you train things. This is how you begin to train and understand. So the subconscious mind is exactly what you think. It duplicates it. You see what happens? When we get caught up in these other thoughts that aren't ours, but we think they are, because they're very tricky, we create. And then the subconscious mind duplicates whatever we think and stores it there. So that's where this stuff will come back to you, say. But when you recognize this, you say, fine, I will generate thoughts that I want to generate, things that I desire in my life, in this life. And it takes practice to do that. And also to focus on the now. The breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth, is the now. The space between heartbeats is the now. It's moment to moment. You're not wandering off. You're not, you don't have all these other thoughts and, bouncing around here and there. Now, when we focus on our breath, we're in the now. And and the body's relaxed. And we're not everywhere, and we aren't overwhelmed. And that's a state that is available to us all the time. It's a natural state of being. Imagine yourself not engaging the ego mind. Just briefly. Imagine for a moment you're not engaging the ego mind. You're leaving them alone. You're only focused on the now, moment to moment. You're focused on your breath. This is where the true focus comes in, because in that body you're in, right, there are lights, about 7 of them. And they go straight up the center of the body to the top of the head. Now, they're called chakras, which means wheel. So they're wheels of light. They're etheric, spiritual energy. You, the God that you are, all of us are etheric, spiritual energy. We flow through those conduits, those chakras, those wheels of light. And that means that we know everything about this body. The God that we are knows everything about this body, knows how it functions. The cells, all the way down to the quantum quark. There isn't anything it doesn't know. You see how powerful that is? When you take the journey within, when you decide, you're not going to go in and then leave. You're going to stay with the inward journey to discover the God that you are. I can guarantee you, once you discover who and what you are, the God that you are, it will automatically come to you to understand is that I know what's wrong with this body, I can heal it. I know what's going on here, I can heal that. The motivation is absolutely immeasurable for us to go within. There's so much for us to discover about ourselves, on who we really are, not the body. So we know that our soul comes into the body, powers the body sustains the soul, so the soul can experience physical form. And we also know that we're consciously aware to a certain extent, or we wouldn't be in this meditation. We're consciously aware that we are of and from the highest high, the deepest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. That's what we're consciously aware of. We're consciously aware that we are the God, that we're not the body. So the soul is the heaven, the body is the earth, heaven on earth. Every step we take, we're creating paradise right now. Not only that, we are shining our light, the God force, love, light, energy that we all are, we're shining it 360 degrees, blasting everything with it. Pure, deep, eternal love. Everywhere. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. It doesn't end. It's continual. Picture that. So this planet glows, and it continues to continue to glow. And so if you took a trip outside in the sacredness of space, just say a couple hundred miles out, and you look at this planet, you would see that it glowed. But you would also see all the lights in this universe around that planet would pale in comparison to its brightness. Now, we all know that the gods that we are have parts of us that are asleep. They're asleep. And we don't wake them up because they determine when they want to wake up. And we try to wake them up, but then that pulls us out of the moment, the now. Because we're now we're going into the future. So we stay in the now. They are with us. They're not awake, so they don't participate in this meditation. Now, the other parts of us that are consciously aware, to a certain extent, that's where we concentrate ourselves. Parts of us that are awake, consciously aware to a certain extent. That's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yeshua, all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All the off-worlders, galactics and celestials. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we've inhabited. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials, over 1,000 species of them travel through this solar system every day, trillions throughout the universes every day. Now, we're familiar with just a handful, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Anunnaki, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. Now, this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the archangels, their civilization have vibrated at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. One could pass you by, look just like one of us. Make a comment. You will know from that energy that they are an angel. They don't need to show the wings. You'll know within your heart. Now, they deliver a message to all of us every lifetime, over and over again, but it is presented in many different ways. It's absolutely magna glorious, spectacular, stupendous to be alive in these bodies. To taste, to smell, to touch, to laugh, to cry, all to breathe. All of it. Because as gods, in our true form, we don't smell, we don't taste, we don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't laugh, we don't cry. You can see how addictive these bodies can become and how we become seduced Now, the archangels can surround any one of us at any one time. 10,000, 10 million. The reason is because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And if you like them to surround you, ask them. They will, and that's bliss. And the ascended masters, they've mastered physical. And they've mastered ascending out of physical, right? Holding pure consciousness, God form. Now we have ascended into physical. We are mastering physical, and we are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, light energy beings on this planet, on it, in it, above it, below it, because of our eyes with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. And they come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations, which we've never seen. But we are familiar with just a small group of them. And we also interact with some of them. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Many, many, many more. But that particular grouping, we have interacted with them, especially the elementals. Remember, with the elementals, without air, we would not breathe. Without fire, we would not be warm. Without water, we would not exist. Without earth, we would not eat. And without wood, we would not build. They're all gathered arm in arm, hand in hand, so to speak. In full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love, and our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God source, the kingdom of God. The God, you, all of us gathered in this meditation. It is so bright that it grades out the darkness of sacred space. It is also so bright that it would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brilliance. And it is of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And we're flooding everything, everyone, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe in this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. We begin to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It is everywhere. It is a spectacular light show, colors of which we have never, ever seen before. The spectrum is unending. It is like a massive ballroom mirrored globe spinning, except this one happens to be 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. And it's everywhere, flashing constantly. So, as curious as we are, we pursue the reflective point. We see that these little tiny microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors, we enter them and discover that all life, all of us, is teaching and learning from each other. We're either teaching, learning, teaching, or both. Blade of grass, rock, that you might be walking along and stumble on a little rock. Could be a dog, a cat, a bird, a bear, a coyote, a wolf. Could be anything. A human. Always learning. We're always learning from parts of ourselves. These are all parts of ourselves. Fascinating. So if something comes in or you notice something that crosses your path or that's in your path, instead of looking at the surface, focus on what it is that this part of life is showing you or teaching you. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, 24/7, eternally, we are imbued with a white fire armor. Nothing like the armor on this planet. Way beyond that. It emanates from the God source, within each and every one of us. It is the highest of the highest high, the purest of the purest, purest, and the deepest of the deepest, deepest eternal love. And it's impenetrable. It cannot be seduced, tricked, manipulated, breached. No demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter, frequency invasions, at all. At all, at all. We are protected 24/7. But only you, have the power that if you lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, through anger, greed, hatred, envy, hurriedness, revenge, manipulation, dishonesty, stress, you lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, allowing all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now you have the possibility of demon possession and attachments, all kinds of things. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. The first column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are literally gone permanently. They exist no more. And right behind that is the violet ray. This is the second part of the column of light that we created. We can bring in, to remind us, we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can literally cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies work, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony, the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, and the purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we've created to remind us all that the gods within these bodies are the sun, sunlight. The sun sets, the sun rises. The rain, the rainbows, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soil, rainbows, clouds in the sky. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you view a sunset, or a sunrise, or a mountain view, or a starry lit night sky, or a rainbow, it is you. It is the God that you are. It is you, the majesty, the beauty, the splendor, the majesty. It always has been. It always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it is a choice for all of us to go within and discover that we are God. And to stay there. Not just visit it, stay there. We continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us decide to step outside of our physical form, if we're carrying physical form, and hover effortlessly above it. Well, why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower, which we created. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. It is surrounded by rings, numerous multicolored rings of light. And we notice that all of them are emitting and sending massive cloud almost, but a mist that's sparkling, shimmering. It almost looks electric. And it's absorbed into us. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. We understand that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest eternal love. Then comes gratitude, peace, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance, unending. And then we discover that it is a reflection, all of it, of the gods that we are in these bodies. Now, at the top of this crystalline light tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it's doing right now. Flooding, saturating, bathing all of us, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. In this golden ocean, it is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. We are all drops of this golden ocean. We all contain the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drop, drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere, it's that center circle. We all created this sphere moving towards 4 years ago. It holds over 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion, which means they don't dissipate, they don't wane, they don't lose their energy. They do the opposite. They intensify and they expand. All of us gathered every day, moving towards 4 years, on and off world, hundreds of millions, consciously aware to a certain extent, for the full liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, into higher and higher and higher frequencies of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And you can feel them. Anytime you choose, you can dip into them. Sit quietly. Focus on the breath. Close your eyes. And go deep within. Whenever you find yourself in a slow, tired, or full state of energy, imagine a bright golden light is coming from every vertebrae in your spine. It is sending light out in every direction. It blasts straight up into the sky, into the earth, below you, in all 4 directions, totally surrounding you. Visualize this golden light as the source of love. Let yourself feel, believe, and know, I am the source of love. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. When you're ready to take on a new challenge, you are ready for self-inquiry. Start by meditating on the question, who am I? Conscious introspection can lead to enlightenment. So dive into yourself. Ask yourself questions all day long, like, who is watching now? Who is hearing this? Who is experiencing this body? Notice what thoughts your mind creates as an answer to this question. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. And Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, to continue our Time for Change